Well, I've ordered a crabapple tree to try to pollinate that tree next year, and it's en route. So I'm digging a hole, and I'm using my plow. And I started and just made a rectangular hole, holding down the plow with the weight of my body to dig as deep as it can. And I'm going to get my son to hold this camera so you can see how I enlarge the hole and make it round. Well, why dig by hand when you can use a piece of equipment? We're also ordering another muscadine grape, and I've started digging a hole for that with the little mantis. This soil doesn't look that bad for as clay as most of this soil is. That's not bad looking. The roots can at least expand out of that. If you have a small hole and it's hard ground, the roots just spin around in a circle and your tree just really won't grow. I'll sift through that, not sift through, but rake through it and get most of the grass out. And I'll probably do a video when I plant it. What you do is you pull most of the soil out the hole and you make a cone shape in the middle, and I'm getting a bare root plant, and you put the plant at the same height that it was grown in the soil, and you put the roots around the cone down into the deeper part, and then you slowly cover it up. And you get it like halfway covered and water it in good, and then you fill it up some more and you leave a depression there so that when it rains the water will stay in the hole. Now last weekend, which was 4 or 5 days ago, I dug this with the mantis, and you can see the balls that this is more clay. And I'm probably going to try to take this wire down and bring the big plow over here and plow it up. When I planted those, I dug that whole place out with the plow, the same way I did on this crabapple tree planting. Well, the wind's picked up down here today. It's Thursday the 15th of May. I took that toggle bolt out of there that holds this grapevine up so I could bring my plow in here and work that soil up. Now I'm going to put some compost and lime and fertilizer in this hole and the one out front. Well, it's windy down here, and this is where we're going to put our crabapple tree that's en route. And I've got fertilizer and I've got lime there. And this is our flower bed. That's our cannas. They were there last year. They're going to need a little help this year. So I just put some 10-10-10 on it. I didn't put anything near the callas because I already had them into that soil before I planted them. And I put lime, and I've done this so much I know how much to shake out to be about what's good. But you can read the package. It'll say like 40 pounds for 1,000 square feet. If you got 100 square feet, you put down 4 pounds. And I did a video on weighing it so you could know what 4 pounds is in a can. And then I have 10-10-10 on this. And our mock oranges I still have to plant. And it's going to rain and all this will wash in. And so today I plowed 9 rows. I put lime on the rows and fertilizer 10-10-10 because this soil is so poor, and we take a lot off of it. With 1 row of tomatoes, we might get I don't know, 5,000 cherry tomatoes. 3,500 at least. Better boys, 13 plants, 30-40 each. Takes a lot out of the soil, so it's lime and fertilizer in them. Here's my compost. I've just been digging in it with my pitchfork. And there's where we're going to put our new grapevine. And I'm going to throw some of this in it. It's got lime and fertilizer. I'm going to take my mantis tiller and till it all in. I'm going to put some of this here and the rest is going where the apple tree is going. And for the grapevine, 3 good forkfuls is enough. And I put about 7 pitchforks full in here. And it's going to be a dwarf crabapple tree, and it takes more fertilizer, lime, and compost than a grapevine or a little marigold. And you saw what was in the thing, and that's what I had left, and I'm just going to throw it on the edge of that bed. When we use my mantis, you have to choke it. And I put my back brace on because working with that plow and wheelbarrow has made my back hurt. That's all it is to it. It's all mixed. When I plow up the garden, you end up with some coming out on the grass, and I just run the lawnmower around it. And this is what I picked up. I'm starting to fill this side up. It's some soil and some grass. We don't have a lot of wiregrass in the yard, but we have it on each end of this garden. And it's definitely under this grapevine. And this is where I have put the lime and fertilizer and compost, and took my mantis to work it all in, and then I just put my cable back up, and like that one's a little loose but nothing's on it. This one's a little loose, and I need to just hold that and tighten that up with a bolt. I can't push it through there. Same thing with this one if you wanted to get, but it's fairly tight. And that's a crabgrass that I raked off of that hole where the grapevine's going to go. It's nasty stuff. Roundup will kill it, but if you put it with this hard clay soil with not a lot of topsoil, that means these grapevine soil's close to the surface. You put Roundup on it and kill this crabgrass, it'll kill the crabgrass, but it'll kill those roots and kill your grapevines. The apples are definitely getting bigger. Poor fig tree isn't doing much. Okay, I put lime and fertilizer on these rows, and you want that in the soil, not on top of the soil. And so then I ran the plow down each one of these rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and turned all that in the soil. And it's supposed to start raining here in a little while. It had a little shower a little while ago, but wasn't much to it, but it's supposed to have heavy rains in here tonight and tomorrow, at least in the morning. And all that will be wet from the rain and start to break down. So if we start planting in a few days for seed plants, or we got a week or two before we have to plant the tomatoes, and it will already be broke down in the soil ready for the roots to use.